Hello everybody, Drew here, tip of the Mitt Flips, where I'm a full-time eBay reseller, and every 100 subscribers there's a giveaway. So if you're watching, make sure you subscribe so you have a chance to win. I've got a few orders going out today, but most of this video is going to be a haul video from the stuff I got this last weekend garage sailing. This was the Thursday haul, that was the Friday haul, and I'll probably try to squeeze it all into this video. If it becomes very long, then I'll break it up into a couple. But before I start, story time. So yesterday I sent out a Styx album and Styx the band. This morning I woke up to a message. Actually, I woke up to a return, an approved return from eBay, and the buyer said, I want to return, ordered an album, got sent a CD. Okay, well, for one, no, I sent an album. For two, it's literally, I checked the tracking, it's literally still in my local post office this morning. So it hasn't even left, and they're already trying to scam me. So what I assume they do is they send this same message every time, and people just go, well, because it was like an $8 free shipper. And they go, well, I'm not dealing with a return for $8 free shipping, and they just give them the money back. My guess is that's a scam. If that's how, I sent them a message, said, hey, I don't know what you're looking at, but your album is sitting in my local post office. I worded it nicely, not like that. I'll let you know how it turns out. If they are a scammer, I will of course let you know who they are so that you can go ahead and block them from your store if you so please. But just, if they are a scammer, like, come on. You gotta at least wait till the package gets to your home before you try to scam me. Don't do it when it's still sitting in the post office. And because it's a INAD, a item not as described, there is nothing I can do about it. eBay accepts it, and it's out of my hands. So we'll see how that turns out. My guess is that's how they work their scam. Because when it comes down to it, they're right. I'm not, if they are a scammer and that's their plan, they're right. I'm not going to go through the process of getting a return, paying the return shipping to make negative dollars. I will just refund them the money. That's how that'll work out. I hate people like that, and I don't use that word often, but I mean it very much. I hate scammers and thieves. Hate them. First thing going out, brighter side of life, you know, making money, sending things to nice people that want the things I'm selling, that appreciate that I pack them nicely and send them out in an appropriate amount of time. C4 Air Jordan basketball shorts, extra large. It is these ones right here, and when I say extra large, I mean, for me, this is a full length pants. Those are for a big man or a big lady, I guess, but those are huge. But for those shorts, $21 free shipping. Next thing going out on A6. I don't have the stool in here, so I will have to grab that. And I got it down, and it's not much to look at right now, but what it is a medium flat rate box packed full of baseball cards. And unfortunately, I went through the process of labeling the boxes, lot 1 and lot 2, but then I never put in the listings lot 1 and lot 2. So I just had to open up the other one just to check. And luckily I was able to figure it out. So for this medium flat rate box packed full of baseball cards, $25 free shipping. I'll make about $10. Not worth doing. Don't do it. It's not a way to make money. It's a way for me to unload bulk cards that are just completely worthless, basically. They're good if you're trying to fill out a set, or if you have like a booth at a, maybe at like a flea market or a card shop or something like that, then there's a purpose for that. But for me, who I only want to have a very small collection of high-end cards, those are completely useless. Also, I don't really collect baseball cards. I collect basketball cards mostly. I have baseball cards, I have hockey cards, I have football cards. I collect basketball cards. And that also is about the only way you would ever use a medium flat rate, is because that is completely packed full. It weighs, let's see, it weighs almost 12 pounds. So unless you're mailing rocks, car parts, flat rates don't usually work out. Padded flat rates, yes, because you can put alarming amount of weight into a padded flat rate envelope. I was just talking about this with somebody the other day, a buddy of mine. That's how I ship if I'm shipping like a 5-10 pound weight plate. I put it in a padded flat rate envelope, and I apologize to the packages around it because it's the cheapest way for me to send it, best way for me to send it, but it's not the best way for all the other packages. And on the spot, I came up with a solution. Not even difficult. Just you would, for certain packages, things that are small but heavy, will bounce around and break everything else, you just would have a secondary tote for. You have its own label, all those things that are not breakable and heavy, you could just put them together. Think about that, USPS. Instead of just letting my 5-pound weight plate just blow through every other thing that's in that whatever container that they happen to ship stuff in. But $25 free shipping, again, not for the money, more to clear out my collection. Because just the time alone to do it, I'm making pennies per hour. And next up on B4 is a Tupperware Crispit salad, not salad, lettuce keeper. I guess it will be salad if you chop it up, but it is for lettuce. And this normally comes with the dome lid, and I had just sold one, or else I would put it on there. And Jen said, well, what do we do? I said, well, you list it anyways, it fits, and you just reduce the price a little bit. Somebody will not care that it doesn't have a dome lid. And that person paid $10.99 plus shipping. Next thing on C3, Columbo Complete Series DVD. And one more. There we go. It is these three right here. I don't know how many seasons this was. First season, second season, third. There was only 3 seasons of Columbo, apparently. For those 3 box sets, $16.99 free shipping. That will go media mail. I bought those in a big lot of DVD series. That's pluralizing with the S on the end always makes you sound stupid. But I paid, I think, $40 for the whole box, and I've already tripled my money, plus still some for sale. It was a great buy. DVD series, when sold complete or in bigger lots, definitely worth doing. I look for them often. Next thing going out on B3, listed a bunch of these yesterday. Vintage Elgin padlock. This one right here, it's a padlock and key, working padlock and key. And for this, I took an offer, $10 free shipping. The buyer reached out and said, they asked for the dimensions, which if someone asks for dimensions, I don't like to tell them the dimensions because too much room for error, just miscommunication. So what I do is I usually will lay down a little ruler like this, or just a regular wooden school ruler like that, and I'll lay the item next to it, and I'll take a couple pictures in different directions, and they can make that decision on their own of what they're exactly calling it. Because if I say it's 1 3/4 inches and it's 1 5/8 inches, that's on me. So I don't do that, or I try to avoid it the best I can. But I went through the trouble of doing that on a $12.99 item. And so, you know, I value my time very high. So I'm thinking, you know, they should pay me an extra $1 for this. Then they sent me an offer for $8. I was like, come on. But then we went back and forth. They were nice. They said thank you a couple times. We landed on $10 free shipping. And Jen did list all the locks we had from that lot right here. Very interesting. She kept complaining that they smelled like motor oil, which now that I smell my hand, yes, they do a little bit, but not enough to, you know, they're old locks. They're vintage and antique locks. But about to go over the haul stuff. In that haul, might as well start with these, is this chunk of antique locks. Those other ones were vintage. These are antique. I mean, look at these bad boys. Very cool. But what I didn't notice when I bought these, I paid $35 for the whole lot. There's a couple locks in here that are worth $35 just on their own. Do you notice the issue I have with these ones that I don't have with the other ones? I'll give you a second. I've got no keys. These ones don't have keys. I'm not worried about that for the value. I'm worried because they're all attached to this chain that I now have to locate. I gotta locate bolt cutters to get them off the chain so that I can sell them. I mean, I could probably sell them as a lot, but I don't want to do that. That's not where the real money's at. The real money's in breaking stuff up, selling everything individually, and we are capable of doing that. So I will locate bolt cutters and remove them from their homes so that we can sell them, probably today. Those are kind of easy listers. All right, so the first sale I went to on Thursday, I think this is everything I got from it. It's all in the same pile, so hit or miss on that. I paid $3 for this Columbia White Sox coat. I think I should get somewhere between 50 and 75 bucks for that. So that's a pretty good find. There was another coat there that was really nice, but the zipper, like, you know how they peel apart and it just wasn't functioning, but they still went $3 for it. What good's a coat with no zipper? I could have probably, they were like, well, you know, you could replace the zipper, da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, well, I'm not doing that. So unfortunately, I had to pass on that because it was like a $100, $150 coat. But without a zipper, it's basically worthless. There was also this bank. I don't know if I paid $2 for it, but it's a Toy Story bank from the first Toy Story movie. I think it's worth about $20, maybe $20 free shipping. Not super huge money, but that's okay. Profits are profit. Next up was this Pokemon Pikachu's Winter Vacation. I paid, I think, $5 for it, and then this was, I think, $25 free shipping. I scanned it when I offered the $5. I knew whatever it was worth, $5 being new in package, I said, okay, let's go ahead and get that. And then next I got there was this stack of cassettes and CDs, and I paid $3 for all of them. I just said not that long ago, I'm not really messing with cassettes, but as I was looking through them for, like I always do, new media, which I found some, but as I was looking, the cassettes were actually the ones that are worth money, or at least enough money to sell. There was a couple that were just new in package, this Celine Dion, Sheryl Crow, but a lot of them were your punk and new wave and not so much a classic rock, what would you call it? Alternative, that kind of genre. I don't know what this is. I must have scanned it on the spot. That's new in package, but I must have scanned it. These two CDs, they might be worth listing individually, but if not, I'll pair those together, and that's definitely, you know, $9.99 free shipping, $14.99 free shipping. Worst case scenario, this one has the front cover here. It's a poster. So I know that because I had that CD at some point. I think that was one of the ones that got stolen from my friends. But as you'll see, like, they might be Giants, Sublime. I don't know what this one is, but it looked creepy and interesting, so I think I threw that in. Stone Temple Pilots, Green Day, Dookie, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Violent Femmes, Eric Clapton, again, new in package there. Jimmy Buffett, new in package. Rage Against the Machine, Meat Puppets, Black Sabbath, Black Flag. Worst case scenario, that's just a good lot to put together all of those cassettes, except for the new ones. But I think some of those are actually going to be worth a little bit of money. That will be possibly my project today, because that's an easy one. They got barcodes. I love me some barcodes. And then they had free VHS. So, you know, I'm not going to pass on free. You've seen me before sell these Disney sing-along songs VHS. And when you lot them together, this is probably, even in this bad condition, as long as they still function, that's probably $19.99 free shipping for the 4 of those. And then this lot here, I don't know, these are some type of Bible story videos or whatever, but there was a ton of them. Whenever you can get quantity, even if something's cheap, put in quantity, bulk lot, and then there's some money to be made. And then this one, Fang Face. My dad pointed this out. He said, you ever seen that? I said, well, it kind of looks like a Hanna-Barbera, but then it would say Hanna-Barbera. But I just never heard of it, so I figured why not pick it up, and I'll find out when I get home. Still yet to be determined. And when I bought the cassettes, how they were trying to sell them is they were in big, I don't know, maybe like bread trays or something, some type of plastic tray. I don't know exactly what it was for, but it was kind of like a, oh, if you buy one, just buy the whole bunch type of thing, which people try to do when they're trying to unload stuff. I get their point. Don't fall into that trap, because then you just end up with junk at your house that you still have to get rid of. So that I'm not really interested in a whole thing of them, but I'm willing to pick through them. She said, that's still fine. We'll figure out a price when we get done. Like I said, it was $3 for all of it. So don't be tricked just because something is bundled in or cheap or free that you have to take it. It definitely isn't worth it, because you pay for your trash pickup, your time and effort. Don't think just because they're, oh, you know, take the rest of them with you. You like cassettes, take them. No, thank you. Then it's trash at my house. Next sale I went to, it was great. It was one of those, the prices shouldn't exist, you know, 25 cents here, 50 cents there. I think I might have even seen a couple nickels, dimes. And then always I check, like I said, I check the free stuff because, you know, you find little bits and things. And often, I don't know why, but often you'll find wax melts in the free box. I don't know. They're not like they're super expensive, but they're also not completely worthless. And we have wax melters. I mean, what house doesn't? So got some cool new scents. They're not so great mixed together. So right now my nose is not enjoying that. Got 3 different seasons mixed together. That's not pleasant, but free is my favorite price. But also at that sale, got a pair of kids' muck boots. These weren't marked, so I paid her $2. I could have said 50 cents and she still would have taken it, but the rest of the deals you'll see were too good. Got these for Michael. Just, I don't know, for some reason my kids' sunglasses and sandals seem to disappear in the summer. I think they get that from their dad, but I paid 50 cents for those. This coat. This really nice, doesn't look like it's been worn very much, Cold Wave snowmobile coat. It's got some dinge around here, so I guess it is worn, just it's been cleaned, or they don't have animals. That's probably what it is. There's no cat hair on it or dog hair, but I paid $1 for this. I don't know what it's worth, but I looked at it and I said, for $1, I'll find out later, and it's definitely going to be worth that. This is a 3XL men's, so I'm excited to see what that's worth. I'm going to say at least 50 bucks, but I definitely don't know yet. I do have to find a better place to store coats, clothes, all the above. The clothes, I think I'm going to order up some poly bags, but some like the really thin, chintzy ones that if you order off Amazon, your clothes come in, just so I can put them in those, maybe write a number on them of some kind, and then just throw them in a tote. I think that'll work because I could stack them up in a corner. Actually, this corner would be a perfect place for that. So that's probably, maybe that'll be on the list for today, but I'm not in a rush to list coats. So these might just get moved to the side for another month and then get to them. Don't wait all the way until fall to list them, but I don't need to list them the 1st of July, which is not today anyways. Next up was a North Face coat. I think it was $1. All of these prices I'm regurgitating are guesses. It was almost a week ago at this point, but total over the weekend, I spent $199 over 2 days. So take that for what it is. But the coat, I remember was $1. I remember the North Face both were $1. And I'm saying I remember with very little confidence, but it was around $1. 50 cents, $1, something like that. But North Face for $1 or less is something you cannot pass up. This one, nope, not my size, because I would have probably kept it. But either way, 2 North Face, $1 a piece. I'm thinking somewhere in the $24.99, $29.99 range. And then also at that same sale was this Columbia pullover. Again, probably a $24.99, $29.99, and I paid $1. The prices were unbelievable. I wanted to buy more stuff, but just being cheap or free is not a good enough reason to get it. It also has to have some type of resale value. And the next sale I went to it actually last year. Very big. It's like a multi-family continuous sale. I think they spend the off season collecting stuff and then filling it back up. I actually was still filming garage sales when I went to their last one. So I'll link that at the end if you want to see what it looked like last year. But this will take a couple waves. It was a decent amount of stuff, so let's go through it. Also, they gave me an open invitation that when next year the sale comes up, as soon as I see it posted on our local resale marketplace type sites, I have an open invitation to come early. I can come the night before, take my time, look over everything. And I said, that is amazing. They said, leave your number, I said, yeah, we don't even got to worry about that. If the invitation's good, you will see me. I'm not that guy. I'm not worried about knocking on a door and showing up. So first thing was a couple of embroidered handkerchiefs, and these are, let's see, it's made in Switzerland, and I clearly paid $2 for those. Not sure if these are worth anything. Don't like to look stuff up if I don't have to or I don't feel inclined to. Also at this sale, zero service. Not even a chance. But there was profits made, so you can, when you know you're making profits, you can be a little more loose with your purchases. But the next thing I bought, I was just tickled. Couldn't believe it. Got this stack of Tupperware bowls, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 bowls with 4 lids. $5 for all of them. I don't know what the bowls go for, but I know it's a decent amount of money. Might have to pillage 3 or 4 of those for cereal bowls for the house, because I don't know if it's just me, but cereal just tastes different in one of these. Maybe it's, it's that sense memory stuff. Cereal hits a little different when it's in one of these Tupperware cereal bowls. The sugar reacts with the plastics and it tastes better. I don't know. Also with that was just another little Tupperware cup. I don't know if that was supposed to be thrown in, but it was. And then I picked up this was actually in their free box, official Booze Hound member. It's a trucker hat, snapback, and this will go in my trucker hat pile. Ones that really aren't worth anything individually. Yeah, you can see it down here, but you can sell trucker hat lots once you get to a certain amount. I'm probably going to shoot for 10, and then I'll do a lot, maybe 20, who knows. See how it goes when it goes. But some hats, of course, sell individually, but trucker hats specifically, you can sell ones that are, they don't have to be, they could be very, let me even show you an example if I still have it, like these ones. This is for our local like Pee-wee football league, and that's for our local baseball league. I'm keeping those for myself, but you can throw those type of things for, they don't make any sense why someone would want it. They don't want it because of what's on it. They want it because it's a trucker hat, it's vintage looking, all that kind of stuff. So you just put them in a lot, doesn't matter what they say. And then I picked up this set of, these aren't Tupperware, but because they're avocado green, they will sell, I just don't know what company they are. They're unbranded, but they're measuring cups. They also had the yellow classic Tupperware version, but it was missing one of them. I wasn't going to mess with that. And then this one, very excited about if it works. It's an Olympus Stylus Zoom 140. I did pay the full $5. The reason this was exciting is because if this camera works, that is $100+ camera. I don't know why. I've sold this exact same one before, or one very close to it. I don't know how it's possible for a vintage film camera to be worth anything unless it has, lenses and, it's just a, a big full-size macro and micro lenses and all the kinds of bells and whistles. But this just looks like family vacation camera that every person had. For some reason, it's worth a lot of money. I hope it works. For the $5, I said, I'll take a chance, because even if it doesn't work, I bet for parts, if it's worth $100 for parts, I could probably still get, $10 for it or something. I don't think I'll lose money. All right, next up at that sale, I picked up a Pyrex measuring cup for $1. Not huge money in this, but as you can see, the print isn't completely wore off, so it looks pretty good. And for $1, there's definitely profits there. No chips or anything. Also picked up some Grab-It bowls. I think I paid $2 for all 5. Maybe it was $5 for all 5. Either way, definitely some profits there. I won't sell them as a lot of 5. I'll probably do 2 lots of 2 and then a single listing. I also have to check the store and see if I have any lids. I don't think so. I had one. I think it's sold. But at $1 or less a piece, definitely good money there. And then also picked up this uranium glass candy dish, I think is what this would be called, for $3. And while I was there, I said, hey, you wouldn't have noticed if this is uranium glass. And she said, it was kind of funny, I think they're sisters. I think it's the mom and 2 sisters that run the sale. So the one said, no, I put it out in the sun for a little bit and then looked at it. And me and the other sister kind of chuckled a little bit. And we said, no, that's not how, it's not glow in the dark like that. It's black light receptive. And she actually went in the house and found one, and we checked it while we were there. And so $3. And we joked around that, oh, now it's $5. $3 for that. I have no idea what that's worth. I had just said the other day that juicer I sold was the first uranium glass I'd ever found. And then a couple days later, I find something else. So maybe I wasn't looking for it as much as I thought I was, or maybe I'm just on a good run. But if I had to guess, I'm going to say $24.99 plus shipping, somewhere in there. It's not tons of money, but it's also really cool. But I do need to pick up a blacklight just for photographs so that I can show, hey, this is uranium glass. And I noticed that almost all the listings for uranium glass, their first picture is the glowing picture. But that's not what it looks like. So you have to scroll through 2 or 3 pictures to find out, is it yellow? Is it white? Is it blue like this one? Because this one by itself already looks gorgeous. I mean, I'm not scared to say that. This thing's beautiful. Those different colors of blue, that's good stuff. I don't know why people do that. Maybe just it's one of those things where everyone else did it, so therefore people kept doing it. That's not how I play. So my first cover photo will be of it blue. Second one, hopefully, if I get a blacklight, of it glowing. And then I also picked up this little brass, I don't know, urn, I guess you'd call it, vase for $2. And I have no idea what this is worth. Made in India. It just looked very unique. And for $2, I said that's got some profits there. Also picked up this teacup. It is black on black with some flowers on the inside. It definitely needs a cleaning. It's almost like the shine is gone from it. I'm hoping that's just dinge and not like it actually has some issue. And it is a Merit made in occupied Japan, just like the teacups I just sold recently. I'm not expecting huge money, maybe $14.99 plus shipping, $19.99 plus shipping. I paid $1. And then the last thing, it was actually the first thing I picked up and I carried around for about a half hour before they said, hey, we can move that for you, is this World Industries skateboard. And it's got original World Industry trucks. It's got the original wheels. That doesn't do any good because they normally had some print on the outside. And I paid $5 for this. It'll be a slow mover, which is fine. I'll probably just put out in storage. But for that tore up skateboard, I'll probably get somewhere between $50 and $100. There's one currently listed in much better condition, but I think they got it listed for $150. So I'll probably list it at $100. Anything over $50, I'm going to take. And then next, don't be fooled by the free sign. These were not free. It's not 2 full sets, but it's 1 plus more sets of vintage pool balls and 2 wooden triangles, pool table triangles. This one, you can see it does have some corrosion, water damage, but I'll clean these up, and these both are probably worth around $30 a piece. Even though this one's got some stuff to it, I'll clean it up the best I can. I know there is a market for vintage balls, pool balls. I don't know what or how much that is. I'll check into that, but I paid $15 for the whole box. I know I would recover the money for just one of the triangles, so I said, let's see. They actually had it with a bunch of pool sticks and a pool stick holder, and they had, I think, $40 on all of it. And I was like, I don't need any of that. Would you just sell the balls and the triangles? And they said, well, how much? I said $15. They seemed tickled to take my $15. So I'm curious on how much that's going to be. But again, I don't have any knowledge on it. I just somewhere in the back of my mind have knowledge that they are worth something. That's all I needed. And then one of the next sales, this is actually all going to be stuff from the next day. Stopped at, it was a storage unit that they were clearing out for somebody or something. I don't know. Basically, I had to sort through their stuff. It was whatever. I'll put in the time to make the money. That is okay. But they had these vintage, very cool. 2 of them are Dan D. I think 1989 is what they say on the bottom. But they're like squishy foam Halloween decorations. Paid, I think, $1 a piece for those. And then this one as well. This one is not Dan D. This one is Well-Made Toy Manufacturing Company, 1988. And that one I also paid $1 for. I'm expecting somewhere around, I don't know, $19.99 free shipping each. And then also while I was there, picked up these creepy little guys. They're pumpkin babies. And then this one lays down this way like it's sleeping. And then this one, they stuck a real binky in its mouth, but it doesn't normally have that. I think it's supposed to be yawning. But I paid $5 for these. These are like you could go to your local ceramic painting shop or whatever and buy these or paint them yourself. They're not like some fancy thing, but creepy and weird sells. So $5, I figured worst case scenario, I'm talking $24.99 plus shipping. all together. I might split them up. I'll have to look into that, but there's definitely money to be made there. I wasn't worried, but for $5, I had to get those. Even for $5, those would end up in our Halloween decorations, because Jen loves to decorate for Halloween. And then also there, picked up a Wii and a bunch of games. Of course, asked, do you know if it works? The classic question. And then the classic answer, well, it did the last time we used it. And as you can see, I mean, it's just covered in dirt. So, yeah, great. It did the last time you used it. How long ago was that? 15 years ago? Where was it stored? What happened between then and now? All that. So, I asked how much, and they said $20. I said, with the games? They said 25 with the games. Okay, I'll take the chance at that. Even for parts, it's worth that. And even the games alone are worth more than that, even though I didn't look any up, just lotting them together. But this one right here, the Sonic Sega All-Stars Racing, probably, probably worth something. Nothing else sticks out in my mind as a really good one. I've never seen this before, so maybe that one. But the rest seem very, very generic. But either way, 25 bucks for a Wii with games and all the plugs. No controllers, but that's fine. There's money to be made there. Also, at that big sale, I had picked up this new in package faucet with the sprayer. Our faucet currently has a major leak on the hot water side, so for $5, I get to do a cheap home project that I definitely don't want to do. I also, at one sale, I don't remember which one it was, I picked up a new towel bar for the bathroom, a new window curtain rod, and bought a curtain at Walmart, and did a little housework. Always a great bonus thing. Don't love doing house projects, but when you get to do them very cheaply because you're out at garage sales and resale shops, stuff like that, that can't be discounted. That's very key to how my life is successful, is that I do things around the house on the cheap. But back to the good stuff. At one sale, probably the best sale I went to, even though I didn't get a bunch of stuff, I picked up this thing of British pub mats. These are coasters. If I can get it open. And I think maybe they're British types of beer, or maybe they're from various bars. I really don't know. It just looked interesting, and for $1, I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. Because like the koozies and the hats, you can lot coasters together, random from wherever, and people will buy them for their bar. They don't need them all matched. They just need coasters. But when I went to leave to check out, I looked in the free box, of course, and then there was a bunch more coasters. So for $1, I actually got this huge pile of coasters, which again, if I have to, I can lot them all together. But it looks like, these Christmas ones, seasonal, I could lot those. Either way, for $1, there's some money there. But this was the score right here. This is a Apple laptop. It is fully functional. I paid $15 for it. I should probably get somewhere around $200. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Because most people would go, well, that's an outdated computer. Why would you want that? Who's going to want that? Da, 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 da. I had those same questions, looked it up, saw it was worth a bunch of money, said, that's fantastic. Plugged it in, it fired up and worked great. Outdated stuff doesn't mean worthless. That is a big key. Actually, let's make that tip of the day. And the tip of the day is, just because you think it's worthless doesn't mean everyone thinks it's worthless. Outdated stuff, fashions that are out of date, electronics that are way out of date or obsolete, those aren't always worthless. Sometimes they are. Sometimes it gets to a point where it ain't worth it anymore. VHS camcorders would be in that list. Very rare that one of those is going to be worth anything, but your smaller camcorders are worth something. Your Sony handhelds, stuff like that. Like that camera. Outdated technology. Who would ever want that $100 camera? Outdated, out of fashion, does not equal worthless. All right, next item going out. It's a book. Great American Folklore. This one right here. Should never have listed it. Too cheap, even for a book. $6.99 free shipping on that one. And then this stuff here, various sales. I think 3 different sales. Got a couple of Pyrex Corning Corral type stuff. Pyrex lid, 25 cents. Can't pass that up. A couple of, what do they call these? Sidekicks? Yeah, sidekicks, 25 cents a piece. Can't pass that price up. And this was a Temperite 2 by Aladdin. I know Aladdin makes like thermos type stuff. I know Thermos is a brand, but you know what I mean. But I'd never seen this brand in a dish. And for 25 cents, I said, we'll figure that out, see if it's worth anything. Worst case scenario, I leave that 25-cent sticker on it and put it in my garage sale for 25 cents. And then I don't want to touch it now because that lid was a little dirty. But this is in embroidered. It might be a top sheet, might be a tablecloth. I really didn't unfold it, but it just looked really nice. I checked a little bit for stains, but it's got, I don't know what this is called, where there's a pattern in the fabric, but embroidered throughout. For $1, this is probably, you know, bare minimum $14.99 free shipping. So for $1, I had to pick that up. Towards the high end, it could be $29.99 free shipping. And then this was really cool. This is definitely something, if I didn't want it in my store, I would definitely pass on it. It's very big. It's not worth a ton of money. I paid $5 for it. I think I should get about $40 plus shipping, but it's a Lamborghini telephone. And I think when it rings, it like revs and the lights go up and then it opens to one side like this, as you can see, and then the phone is underneath it. So I'll have to test that out, make sure it works. But worst case scenario, it's still just a cool Lamborghini to sit on a shelf. The only reason I was willing to buy that one is because I wanted it. I wanted it on a shelf. I think it's cool. I want to play with it for 5 minutes and then make some profits, but it's going to be a pain to pack. I'm not excited about any of that. Definitely not something I would suggest to buy unless it's closer to the 50 plus range. I'll have to check again. I looked it up on the spot and said, all right, I'm going to get it. And then the old timer at the sale was just a super nice guy. We chatted for a while. And actually, now that I'm thinking of it, when I was chatting with that old timer, I mentioned to him, because his garage was like a man cave, and it had a lot of Jeff Gordon stuff, Dale Earnhardt, you know, your classic NASCAR man cave. And I said, hey, just by the way, sale up the road, they're selling an entire collection. And he's like, oh yeah, I got one of those too. We just took it down because it kept getting dusty and we were sick of dusting it, put it in totes and put it in the attic. The reason I bring this up is then again, later the same day, I end up at a sale where it was also nothing but NASCAR die cast and cards on the little plaques and all that kind of stuff. I live in a very small town. In one day, I went to 3 sales that all were selling the exact same stuff, that all thought their stuff was worth something. If you are running into the same things over and over and over again at your local sales, clearly that is not something that's in demand. Clearly, that's something that there's a lot of. And unfortunately for the people that own these collections, they only think of it in the prices of what they paid for it. These are not collectibles that appreciate in value. These are collectibles that depreciate in value. I feel bad for those type of people, but the one where it was the whole collection, I mean, the prices were just, they went through and priced everything, and I'm like, it was just a waste of time to price this stuff. No one's gonna pay $5 for an old NASCAR shirt. And it wasn't old enough to be vintage, because I looked through them. They were just old as in old. I don't know. It just, I feel bad, but just a warning. That type of stuff, die-cast cars, NASCAR collectibles, you got to know what you're looking for, or else just stay away. Because there's just so much. It's so flooded. It's so mass produced. It's not worth the time to go through a whole garage sale worth of stuff to find 1 or 2 things that actually might be worth money. At least for me, won't do it. And then a few more things that were from random sales. I'm not sure which or what came together. Got this Sony FM AM Walkman for $1. I think this is $14.99 free shipping. Not a ton of money, but I've sold them before, so why not? They actually had one that was worth more money, but when I popped the battery pack off, it was very corroded. And then this new in package, these are floating golf balls. I think I paid $2, and this will be $19.99 free shipping. Might be too heavy. Maybe it'll be $14.99 plus shipping. Not a ton of money, but new in package. I'm willing to pay up a little bit. It's just easier to deal with. Got these 3 for $1. That's a good deal. They're chintzy. These are pieces of junk, but I needed one, and now I have 3 for very little money. So even if they wear out after one summer, doesn't matter. I got 3 for $1. And then again, free hats. These will get cleaned up and then put into the trucker hat lot, which now that I'm looking at it, at 3 more going into it, The lot's getting close to sellable. And then these were another free thing. I have no idea if these would be worth anything, but they're very weird. It's like a paper mache covered pine cone. And I don't know if there's actually a pine cone in there or somehow they paper mached something that looked like a pine cone. I'm guessing there's an actual pine cone in there and they just paper mache over top of it. I have no idea, but there was 3, 6, 7 of those. They were free. They weigh nothing. So maybe I can lot those together. I have honestly no idea, but they were free. And then this stuff was actually the first sale on Friday I went to. Got this is not the right case for them, pair of Burberry sunglasses, rose tinted sunglasses. I have no idea what these were worth. I paid $1, but I saw Burberry and I said, there's some money there. I don't know how much. Definitely worth taking the shot on. And then got this box of party patio lights right there. They need a good cleaning. Vintage patio lights, the lanterns. There's a few different ones that definitely good money. I'm guessing 25 plus shipping, 30 plus shipping. I paid $2 for that. And then I've been steering away from glassware the most I can, but for $1 am never going to pass up Pyrex. And on top of that, I'm never going to pass up Pyrex turquoise butter print. This is probably the second most desirable, but the pink butter print is probably the most desirable. Probably just because the pink one's more rare. But this right here, I'm not sure what that's going to go for, but for $1 in that kind of condition, definitely been hand washed for its entire lifetime. 20 bucks plus shipping, somewhere in that range. And then also at that sale, there was a bunch of signage. Looks all new. Some of it's dirty, but most of them have the sticky things still on the back, so not used. But for the price, I figured this is just some good filler stuff for the store. A couple of these are like thicker plastic no smoking signs. A couple of the sunken in, and these were 25 cents for these ones. But this is what I mean. This is a multi-quantity listing right here. Love multi-quantity. So I have one listing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 of them. So that's great. These ones were interesting. Smoking area. Rare to need one of these anymore, but again, there was a few of them, multi-quantity. I'll take it. And 25 cents a piece. There's profits for sure. I have no idea how much. First aid. And then these are like the nicer ones, the thick plastic with the sunken in lettering and what have you. And the strip has not been peeled off yet. Original price, $3.13. This guy was super old, so I don't know if that's how much they cost now. I hope it's more than that. Fire extinguisher, exit, these big metal, these ones are metal, fire extinguisher signs. Not sure what those are worth. These appear to have been hung up possibly at some point, but for 25 cents, I'm gonna do something to make profits. And then these no parking, I don't know, you like peel this part off and then stick something to it. I have no idea what this section is for, but 50 cents a piece. I think they're worth more. I am yet to find out. And then the last thing I picked up at sale, I questioned it a few times, but I plugged it in, make sure it worked and everything. But it's an Eden Pure, I think it's a Gen 3, and I paid 15 bucks with the remote and functioning. I think it's about $150. There's no remote. And it also has this large cosmetic issue right here. I'm going to see if I can pop the top off or take a side off or something and pop this out. So at least it's cracked but not pushed in. Either way, I'm thinking 85 bucks plus shipping, maybe 75 bucks plus shipping. But the reason I said, okay, go ahead and get it, even though I've been trying to avoid bigger things and bulky things, is because that will perfectly fit into a Home Depot small box, I think, or a Walmart medium. It's not going to be difficult to pack. I can do 2 loops of large bubble both directions, put it in the box and resize it, and it's good to go. It's not as fragile as it might seem. It's not as bad as it might seem. It's not like packing a stereo unit or something. It's a little more durable than that. Do I want to buy a bunch of those and do it all the time? No. Was I willing to pay for that one morning? Yes. Do I regret it? Yet to be determined. So I have a conclusion to the sticks return fiasco. Wasn't a scam. That's a plus. It was just a lot of confusion, and I'm still going to end up having to pay for the return. is what it is. Someone sent them a stick CD. It wasn't me. I never had a stick CD send. I've never sent this guy something before. I'm guessing when he was looking for the album, he accidentally ordered the CD and then ordered the album after. The CD arrived, but he opened the return on the album that I sent him and then sent the CD as if it was the album back to me today. So therefore, I will have to pay the return shipping on that. He'll still get his item. It just is what it is. I'm glad it's not a scammer, but I'm still going to have to take the cost of the return shipping. Possible I could deal with eBay and get it figured out, but it's going to be, because I won't have to return him the money, I'll just have to pay the return shipping. I don't know. Maybe I'll just try to not pay it and then wait till eBay contacts me and then figure it out from there. But it's not worth the $3.75 for me to sit on the phone with eBay for 2 hours to get it taken away or done with or whatever. So it just looks like that's how it's going to be. But on the bright side, not a scammer, just a confused buyer. I guess out of the two, that is the better. Well, that's going to be all for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. Subscribe, share, and be good to each other.